Yeah. So that he left that summer to go start the season, and I had just moved to. Well, I guess I had been there about a year,
yeah.
but I was starting my career with Nike, and I was like, "What is this gonna like?" We knew we wanted to be together. We knew we wanted to get married, but I wasn't gonna move to the East Coast right then and there. And then he left, and it was honestly like very sad, very hard because I'm like, we're gonna be apart for 8 months. Like, how's this gonna work, you know? And then a few weeks later, I got so ill and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just almost fainted one day. And then every morning I was like waking up puking, couldn't stand for longer than 5 minutes.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I got like a virus, a typical virus, and then this happened a few weeks later. I make that connection because sometimes they say this autoimmune condition can come on with a virus. But I couldn't do anything that I could do 3 weeks prior. I couldn't stand up. My blood pressure was changing. My heart rate was changing. I didn't know that's what was happening at the time. And so I got diagnosed within 6 weeks because my aunt worked for a neurologist and she knew the symptoms I was telling her. And I tried to keep working, but like when you can't even stand up, it's hard to go to work. So I had to eventually stop. Like he said, move back home with my parents who were in Wisconsin at the time. I grew up here, but they moved there when I went to college. And it was just, I mean, it was the worst time of my life. You know, nothing I knew was the same. I was a college athlete. I could no longer get out of bed and just function. I was just trying to stand up. I was so sick, shaky. Basically, POTS is an autonomic nervous system disorder where from lying down to standing up, my heart rate and blood pressure were not functioning. So they were fluctuating. So your autonomic nervous system should naturally keep all that in check, and those things shouldn't change. But for someone with POTS, especially when you first get sick and you don't have a handle of it, my blood pressure would just tank and my heart rate just upon standing would go to like 180 or 200 beats per minute. So if you're not moving and that happens, you feel like you're going to faint, puke, you know, not good things.
Right.
So I was just not well. And this is when he was having like this standout season, which was a really nice distraction because it was very exciting.
I was going to say highs and lows, right?
Yeah, it was so weird. But I couldn't be there for any of it to watch it or anything. Just because I couldn't really even leave the house.
You have like the physical energy to do it. And even if you did, it's like, you need to figure this out.
Towards the end of that season, I was able to kind of get a handle on some of my symptoms and go out there and be there. But not like going to a game or anything like that, you know? And then going into that off season, we went to the Mayo Clinic and did a full workup with an autonomic specialist there. And that's when I got like an official diagnosis from someone like that and got on a path to recovery, which is a whole story in itself. But that's kind of where I started to get better.
So you had POTS. What does that stand for?
So postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So postural meaning, you know, posture, orthostatic standing still.
Okay.
Tachycardia, your heart tachycardic, speeding up syndrome. So that's only describing your heart rate going up by 30 beats per minute or more upon standing. That is all that acronym describes. But that's under the umbrella of dysautonomia, which is the larger name for the disease. And it's basically dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system, which is a part of your neurological, it's in your brain. So, yeah.